Hello, and welcome to our worship service for the third week of Lent. I am Julian Harvill. My partners in putting this worship service together are Danica, Sam, and Grace. We will be reading two parables from the Bible that tell us how Jesus broke social barriers by showing love and understanding to the social outcasts of Jesus' time. Then we will relate to those stories to our lives today and show how we might follow Jesus' example and reach out to people who are social outcasts. Thank you for joining us in worship.
In the midst of chapter 8, 26 through 39. They sailed on to the country of Gerasenes, directly opposite Galilee. As he stepped out onto land, a madman from town met him. He was a victim of demons. He hadn't worn clothes for a long time, nor lived at home. He lived in the cemetery. When he saw Jesus, he screamed, fell before him, and bellowed, "What business do you have messing with me? You're Jesus, Son of the High God. But don't give me a hard time." The man said this because Jesus had started to order the unclean spirit out of him. Time after time, the demon threw the man into convulsions. He had been placed under constant guard and tied with chains and shackles. But crazed and driven by the demon, he would shatter the bonds. Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" "Mob. My name is Mob," he said, because many demons afflicted him, and they begged Jesus desperately not to order them to the bottomless pit. A large herd of pigs was browsing and rooting on the nearby hill. The demons begged Jesus to order them into the pigs. He gave the order. It was even worse for the pigs than for the man. Crazed, they stamped over the cliff and into the lake and drowned. Those tending the pigs, scared to death, bolted and told their story in the town and country. People went out to see what had happened. They came to Jesus and found the man whom demons had been sent, sitting there at Jesus' feet, wearing decent clothes and making sense. It was a holy moment, and for a short time they were more reverent than curious. Then those who had seen it had told what had happened and how the demonic had been saved. Later, a great many people from Gerasenes countryside got together and asked Jesus to leave. Too much changed too fast, and they were scared. So Jesus got back in the boat and set off. The man whom he had delivered the demons asked to go with him, but he sent back saying, "Go home and tell everything God did in you." So he went back and preached all over the town everything that Jesus had done in him.
I feel that this story correlates to all of the trauma that COVID has brought into the world. Jesus ended up taking all of the demons out of the possessed man so he could become free. To me, this can relate to the issues of the coronavirus because it has become a plague across the world, and people were afraid of being infected by this deadly virus. However, everyone came together to fight this deadly demon known as COVID-19. Because of that, we have worked together to create a vaccine to fight this virus that will keep everyone healthy. And for those who have already fought and recovered from the disease, it was taken from their bodies like the demons were taken out of the man's body. In both scenarios, the main idea is to have faith in Jesus and we will persevere. The recent election and all of the disagreement it has brought upon people is another relating topic, as politics have caused great division in our country. People obviously have a wide range of opinions on politics, but instead of freedom of speech and trying to unite the country with the recent election, it has caused a lot of hate and arguments for Americans. Just like trying to remove the demons from the man, we are trying to recover from the hate and disrespect to come together with peace and unity going forward. The mental health crisis in America is at an all-time high, which is also including discrimination amongst people with mental illnesses, homelessness, and unemployment. People were scared of the man being possessed in this story because nobody understood him enough, and this relates well to people with these problems since people easily judge each other without knowing what these people have been through. The demoniac was deemed an outcast by society because he was seen as frightening and intimidating without anybody really knowing anything about him. That easily associates with struggling people who may present themselves to be different and not normal, which may cause them to experience discrimination and hatred from people. Coronavirus, politics, and mental illness were huge issues in the past year and are still occurring, so we must have faith in God and Jesus to help us overcome these problems.
If you find that you're locked out just because of who you are, or because of how you look or who you're with, well, I may not have the power to unlock the doors myself, but I do believe God wants you to know this. You won't have to stand there alone. I know this because I'll stand with you whenever you're excluded. I'll stand with you when you can't stand on your own. I'll stand with you when you're put down or wounded, 'cause that's what I know that Jesus would do. If you're told that who you are is offensive in God's sight, if you're mocked or disregarded or disgraced, if you're powerless or poor, if you're left out or despised, if you're victimized by prejudice or hate, I'll stand up for your dignity until we're all free. I'll stand with you whenever you're excluded. I'll stand with you when you can't stand on your own. I'll stand with you when you're put down or wounded, 'cause that's what I know that Jesus would do. You won't have to stand there alone. We know this because we'll stand with you whenever you're excluded. We'll stand with you when you can't stand on your own. We'll stand with you when you're put down or wounded, 'cause that's what we know that Jesus would do. 'Cause that's what we know that Jesus would do. 'Cause that's what we know that Jesus would do.
Once, when he was in one of the small cities, there was a man covered with leprosy. When he saw Jesus, he bowed to his face to the ground and begged him, "Lord, if you choose, you can make me clean." Then Jesus stretched out his hand, touched him, and said, "I do choose. Be made clean." Immediately the leprosy left him, and he ordered him to tell no one. "Go," he said, "and show yourself to the priests, and as Moses commanded, make an offering for your cleansing for a testimony to them." But now, more than ever, the word about Jesus spread abroad. Many crowds would gather to hear Jesus and be cured with their diseases.
Thinking of today's story about the leper reminds us of our current situation with a global pandemic. During the time Jesus and his disciples were teaching in Jerusalem, people with leprosy were considered ritually unclean due to their deadly disease, and were sent away from their friends and families to live in secluded villages with other lepers. Not only that, but anyone who touched someone with leprosy was also considered ritually unclean. And by touching the leper to heal him, Jesus technically made himself ritually unclean, yet he still did it. Today we are gripped by a once-in-a-century global pandemic. We have been forced to remain away from our loved ones and live in social seclusion so as to slow the spread of the deadly virus. We have also had to refrain from coming into physical contact with one another to keep ourselves and others from coming into contact with the coronavirus. Those of us who did contract the virus were quarantined, and many were sent to the hospital, away from their loved ones to keep them safe. All of our precautions are similar to those taken by people in Jesus' time, however drastic they may seem. Although our handling of the pandemic is similar to the handling of those with leprosy, we have not simply cast out and forgotten about those who have contracted the virus. Those of us with the ability to help put their lives on the line to help people in need, and some even gave their lives to aid people suffering with this deadly disease. But it wasn't just the healthcare professionals who did their part to help us through this pandemic. Our other essential workers kept the world moving during this time when so many things had to stop. Businesses also helped out by manufacturing desperately needed PPE and other high-demand products. Most importantly, we all did our part by following CDC guidelines to the best of our ability to keep everyone safe. The COVID-19 pandemic has shown us that instead of shunning those who've contracted the virus and forcing them to live in social isolation, like in the story of the leper. We should do all we can to make sure they are happy, healthy, and connected. We must act as Jesus did in the story and want to be able to heal them, whether through medicine or miracles. This pandemic is far from over, and we must look to God for aid in our times of need, just as the leper looked to Jesus in his time of need.
Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. We are the salt of the earth, called to let the people see the love of God for you and me. We are the light of the world, not to be hidden but be seen. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. We are the hands of Christ, reaching out to those in need. The face of God for all to see. We are the spirit of hope. We are the voice of peace. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. So let your love shine on. Let it shine for all to see. Go make a difference in the world. And the Spirit of Christ will be with us as we go. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world.
God of hope, you have not left us powerless before pain, not ours, not our neighbors. With your help, we need not be afraid to comfort and be comforted by the truth of what is, what has been, and what is possible. God of community, 3 in 1, make us again today in your lines. Show us how to live together, teach us how to work out your word together. Lead us, O God, past division and towards living in your grace and doing mercy together. As our hearts join in prayer, may our lives join in your service. Amen.